Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anissa Uswatun Hasanah from English Education 2021. Today the agenda is I will express my opinion as an affirmative theme, and the motion is that racial profiling is a form of discrimination. Okay, no need to say much, let's get started. First, I will explain to you what is racial profiling. Racial profiling has become a national issue starting in 2015. Racial profiling using someone's race to suspect they are committing an offensive crime. Racial profiling refers to the discriminatory practice by law enforcement officials of targeting individuals for suspicion of crime based on individuals' race, ethnicity, religion, or national origin. Discrimination is the unfair treatment of people and groups based on characteristics such as race, gender, age, or sexual orientation. Everyone will be entitled to the same choices, actions, and opinions without being judged. Even though the process of racial profiling prevents terrorist attacks, it's reasonable and it decreases crime rate. No one stops to think about the cause and effects of this idea. People should be against racial profiling because it can easily escalate into racially motivated violence. It prevents law enforcement from serving the entire country, and it's morally wrong by creating higher discrimination rates. Racial profiling does not guarantee any type of success, and it can make people in communities feel unsafe. On that note, racial profiling can easily escalate into racially motivated violence. Racial profiling encourages police to use a lower standard of evidence for blacks and Latinos. Then they vote for whites, and this lower standard of evidence can easily lead police, private security, and armed citizens to respond violently to blacks and Latinos out of perceived self-defense concern. To those who have not experienced racial profiling or to know someone who has it may seem to be nothing more than a more inconvenience. Those who experience profiling find depressed emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and in some cases even financially and physically. The American Psychological Association notes that research psychologists have studied the psychological effects of racial profiling and found that victims of racial profiling include post-traumatic stress disorder and other forms of stress-related disorders, perception of face-related threats, and failure to use available community resources. One of the most striking impacts of racial profiling repeatedly described by participants in the inquiry was the effect it has on people's behavior and activities. Some reported no longer driving a particular type of vehicle, like an expensive car, a sport car, or SUV, as they feel that such vehicle when driven by racialized persons attract police attention. Many racial profiling victims walk away with traffic tickets, but too often, for others, the outcome of racial profiling is death. For example, on October 12, 1995, Johnny Kimmich, a 31-year-old African-American male, was killed after being pulled over while driving the Jaguar of his cousin, Pittsburgh Steelers football player Ray Seals, in a predominantly white community. A tow truck driver said he saw one officer start the fight and the others train in kicking, hitting, and clubbing Kimmich while he lay on the pavement. And the others is Asians, who according to the US Census number 10 million or 4% of the population have been victims of racial profiling as well. Wen Ho, a Taiwanese American, was targeted and suspected of espionage on the basis of his race. And next is in the Seattle, Washington, in July 2001, a group of 14 Asian American youth were stopped by police for joy walking, claiming that they were kept against the wall for about an hour. That's very sad. Why they did that? I strongly agree that the racial profiling is discrimination, and I strongly oppose it. Okay, I think that's enough from me. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.